Have you ever wondered how to give your preschooler the absolute best head start on their reading journey? Well, you're in the right place. Today we're going to unlock a key secret to early literacy. And the best part, it has nothing to do with flashcards or drills. Nope, it's all about fun, connection, and a little bit of play.
All right, let's just jump right in with a big question. Before a child can even point to the letter A, what is the single most important skill they need to become a great reader down the road? The answer might actually surprise you, because it's something you can start building right from day one, using just your voice.
So what is it? Well, the secret is all about sound. That's right, the foundation for reading isn't built with our eyes looking at letters on a page. It's actually built with our ears, by listening to all the little sounds that make up our spoken language. And this simple idea, it completely changes how we should think about getting our little ones ready to read. Now, the official term for this superpower is phonological awareness. And look, it's just a fancy way of saying it's the ability to hear, identify, and play with the sounds in words. You know, like when you clap out the syllables in banana, or when you hear that cat and hat share a sound. That's it. That's the skill we're talking about. And this isn't just a nice idea. Decades of research back this up, pointing to phonological awareness as pretty much the single most important pre-reading skill. And the reason is huge. If a child's brain can't first hear that words are made up of smaller sounds, it's going to have a really tough time connecting those sounds to letters later on. So, how do we build this crucial skill? Well, the first tool is one you definitely already know, and it's totally free. We are talking about nursery rhymes. Seriously, they're not just cute traditions, they're one of the most powerful, research-backed tools that exist for building this skill. So why do they work so well? Well, think about it. Every time you sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, you're literally training your child's ear to hear that star and R share a sound pattern. They start to get that words can be broken down into parts, like the C sound at the beginning of cat and the at sound that's left. And when Peter Piper picks a peck of pickled peppers, all that alliteration, it's like a laser, focusing their attention on beginning sounds, which is such a key step towards learning to read. Okay, so our next strategy builds on this by turning all of this skill building into a game. The goal here is just simple, purposeful play that makes your child's brain even better at hearing and identifying sounds in the world around them. And here's a perfect example, a little twist on the classic I spy. Instead of spying something with a color, you spy it with a sound. So you'd say, I spy something that starts with the sound B. Now notice you're saying the sound B, not the letter name B. This is so important. Your child then looks around for a ball, or a book, or a banana. It's such a simple, fun game you can play literally anywhere, and it directly practices that skill of isolating beginning sounds. All right, we all know that reading aloud is important, but what if we could make it even more powerful? This isn't about reading more. It's about reading differently and turning story time from you just talking at them into a real conversation. And this is the difference between standard reading and what researcher Grover Whitehurst calls dialogic reading. So instead of your child just listening passively, you pause and you ask questions. Wow, look at that bear. Why do you think he looks so sad? Or maybe, what do you think is going to happen next? See? This simple shift turns your child into an active participant. And the research shows it totally boosts their vocabulary and how well they understand the story. It's a game changer. Okay, so let's pull this all together. Building that foundation for a future reader, it doesn't require some fancy curriculum or expensive gadgets. It really just boils down to 3 simple, powerful habits you can weave into your everyday life. So just remember these 3 things. Talk, read, play with sounds. Talk with your child all the time. Read to them, but more importantly, read with them, using that dialogic conversational style. And play with sounds through rhymes, songs, simple games. When you do these 3 things with joy and consistency, you're doing so much more than just teaching skills. You're showing them that language and books are a source of pleasure and connection. And you know, that really leaves us with just one final thought. If we know that the true foundation of reading is built with our ears, not just our eyes, the only question left is, what sound are you and your child going to play with today? Thanks for tuning in.